In an ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emmanuel Rose.
Welcome to this episode of Marketing in the Age of AI. Today we are going to dig into the real estate market and how a company can disrupt some of the things we've come to understand, like Redfin and some of those other tools. I'm joined today by two forward-thinking leaders who are reshaping real estate and technology, Chad Link and Rob Brower. Chad is the founder of Swivel, a real estate platform that's transforming how homes are bought and sold. With nearly 2 decades of industry experience, Chad is focused on transparency, affordability, and innovation, pioneering a commission-sharing model that empowers both clients and agents. Rob Brower brings deep expertise in tech leadership and innovation, helping companies navigate complex challenges through cutting-edge solutions. His work sits at the intersection of technology and strategic vision, and he's passionate about shaping the future through forward-thinking initiatives. Together, this dynamic duo is building a more equitable real estate ecosystem powered by technology. And today we'll explore how AI is playing a central role in their transformation. Gentlemen, thanks for taking the time to have a conversation with me.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great intro.
Yeah, that was a hell of an intro.
Man.
It's going to be a little bit to live up to that, at least on Rob's end. I've
I
got
hope
my side covered just fine.
I just hope you didn't have a big Mexican lunch and you're going to be falling asleep on me.
We're still here with you.
Okay, good. So let's see. Chat GPT tells me that that one of the basic parts of your business model is that the agents compete to share a larger portion of commission with clients, and leads are vetted license holders. No ads or pay that's accurate?
Well, in a nutshell, yeah, that's boiled down to the bare bones. Yeah, that's very accurate.
So what was the motivation to jump into a fist fight with Zillow, Redfin, and Realtor.com?
Well, I don't know how graphic I'm allowed to get, but the reality is I've most tech platforms on the prop tech side are built from the top down, right? They're built by basically tech guys, right? Whether that's Silicon Valley or wherever they came from. But the issue with this is none of them have actually ever worked on the real estate street level. Right. It'll be very rare if you ever found a CEO that actually has been out there showing homes, helping clients negotiate contracts, inspections, going all the way to closing and doing it from beginning to end. That is not how these companies are built. And hence, they are not built to benefit home buyers and home sellers and real estate agents. So over the last, 18 years, I've been working as a real estate agent, and I've worked as a Redfin partner agent, and I've worked with Trulia and Zillow and Realtor and all these platforms. And it always struck me as wrong that I'm going out and I'm showing these home buyers and home sellers and helping them with whether they're buying a house or selling a house. And then at the end of the day, I'm paying this client referral fee to middlemen like Redfin, Realtor, and Zillow of, 30, 40, 50% or more of the total commission. And my home buyer, home seller client has no idea this is happening.
Right.
Number two, they don't get a share in any of that money, even though it's their business that's actually being sold. And number three, these additional costs are serving to artificially increase the cost of buying and selling homes, which of course are then passed on to buyers and sellers.
Sure.
So I'm like, okay, these billions of dollars are being spent no matter what every year. But the problem is it's going to middlemen rather than going to real estate agents and home buyers and home sellers. And I've always had this thing in my mind that we need to create a platform where this money that's already being spent is going back to the actual players, the home buyers and home sellers and real estate agents, rather than going to these big tech middlemen platforms where they're doing nothing to help us out. So that's always been my drive and determination with all of this. First of all, you have to educate home buyers and home sellers this is occurring because they don't know what's happening.
Sure.
And number two, we need to take the money from those big boys and we need to give it back to the actual players in the real estate industry.
Well, that's interesting. But then how do you guys get paid?
So, well, we do it for free, and we just out of
Your trust funds
the goodness of our heart, we just voluntary contributions if people feel like it. So yeah, so we're monetized in a different way. We're monetized through real estate agent memberships. So home buyers and home sellers get to use our platform for free. They will always be able to have their client profiles, be able to use our platform. We have all the homes that are sitting on Realtor, Trulia, Zillow. We have a nationwide IDX property search, which allows them access to all of these properties. But like we said, for home buyers and home sellers, it's always free to be able to use our platform and get your membership. But the memberships do cost for real estate agents. They do cost for loan officers that are part of Swivel. However, we manage to maintain that those memberships are at a very, very small amount. So right now, it's currently $199 a month for a real estate agent to have their membership on Swivel. That allows them unlimited access to all the Swivel share and instant agent connect products that are on our platform so that they can connect with home buyers and home sellers. We wanted to make sure we kept that financial amount, relatively low so they would be able to put that into their business plans on a monthly basis, but also be able to leave that money available for them to invest in their businesses and their home buyers and home seller clients, i.e. that 30, 40, 50% that they normally would be paying to like a Redfin. They don't have to pay that. So they have that to be able to use and invest back into their businesses.
I got you. So you guys are going membership model, looking to get 100, 1,000, 10,000, and then you're going to sell it to Redfin, or what's the deal?
well, we're not going to sell it to Redfin because let's be honest, Redfin just got freaking sold to Rocket. So Redfin can't afford any of us with all this. And this is the thing that people don't understand. Redfin during their entire time, right? The entire time that they've been in market, they have never actually turned a profit. They have never been profitable their entire time period. So they actually just got picked up by Rocket Homes and, Rocket Mortgage. They picked them up because they determined that they needed access to Redfin's home buyer and home seller clients and real estate agents in order to maintain their market share and grow their market share. But like I said, this is the problem with these middlemen like Redfin, Trulia, and Zillow. They've never actually sold a home. Their CEOs have never sold an actual home. So they don't understand how real estate works from the ground level, the consumer level up. And that's why they have a hard time being profitable. There's a reason why during the COVID time period that Zillow, Trulia lost almost $1 billion or more on their little instant sale technique or instant sale product that they were doing, where they were trying to buy people's homes and then do some repairs on them and flip them for a profit. That works in a great market, but once that market changes, now you're left holding the bag, and you have CEOs that just cost their company $1 billion, but somehow, some way, they're still employed as CEOs, which boggles my freaking mind that happens.
So that's interesting. So you guys go on membership model to the realtors. So then you've got to find 1,000 realtors to be able to subscribe and keep that the flow of deals happening to them. So am I getting that right?
Yeah, there's roughly about it fluctuates year to year, but there's anywhere between about 3.5 million to 4 million active real estate agents in the industry at any one time. Yep. We do know that there's an 87% failure rate within 5 years. So we want to make sure that we provide real estate agents with a significant source of potential business so that they can survive and thrive in this business.
And so then let's talk a little bit about how you guys are doing your marketing and getting realtors to sign up.
Yeah, I mean, we from the get-go launched kind of a subversive marketing campaign where we're using a lot of social media marketing. We didn't reveal who we were, what industry we were in. We were just growing our list, right? And so we were throwing out these little 30-second vertical style reels, just kind of hinting at something big is coming. And so when people clicked on it, it would take them to a landing page where they could just sign up for a newsletter and wait for more. So we started building our newsletter up, and then we started dropping hints about what industry we were in. And then we started revealing our colors. And then so we started hinting at our brand. And then we dropped our name, Swivel, and then we let them know this is what we're all about. And so so we had that original marketing list, and those people are still getting our email contact weekly. But we also found ourselves at a couple of national trade shows, Inman Connect and Blueprint in Las Vegas, and we had great success there. Speaking of like coming out swinging at Zillow, Chad didn't tell me this, but they had a quick, like a 60-second power pitch. And so Chad sends me up onto the main stage to basically say we're
Nice.
Swivel and we're going to knock out middlemen like Zillow and Trulia. And little did I know the CEO of Zillow was in the green room ready to go on the stage
Well,
next.
yeah, they were sponsoring that. They were one of the major sponsors because because listen, they get, excuse my language, but they get a shitload of money, right? We were like,
Sure.
when you go to these conventions, homes.com and Redfin and Trulia and Zillow, they have massive presences, which tells you how much money they're making, right?
Right.
Tells you how much money they're taking from home buyers and home sellers and real estate agents, because they are huge. I mean, they're taking up a quarter or a half of the convention floor with their booths, etc. So, and then they're sponsoring these things. So when they're sponsoring, these are like millions and multi-million dollar sponsorships that are going on with these events. So Rob gets up there and and basically kicks the host.
I pretty much got a standing O though.
Yeah, I mean, basically spits in the host's food, telling them how much better we are than them. So
well, and we were strategically positioned just outside the main auditorium there, and so as people came out of that session, they were walking by our booth, and we were getting a lot of high fives and a lot of heck yes.
Yeah, I mean, the agents know this, right? People who are in the real estate industry know that like Redfin and Realtor and Zillow and these middlemen have been taking advantage of agents and home buyers and home sellers for a very, very long time. Yep. They are waiting for something that is new, that takes this money that's already being spent and gives it to the actual players involved in the industry, that it then increases the benefits, allows home buyers and home sellers to have money for down payments and closing costs and moving expenses and appraisals and everything that happens when you're trying to buy a home. But it also allows real estate agents to direct that money, that client acquisition cost that they have for every one of their clients. It allows them to determine what type of clients they want to bring into their businesses and how much money that they need to allocate in order to bring those clients into their business.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. When did you guys release the Swivel?
Our beta was launched. Our final beta was launched at Inman last year in August, and so it was just over a year. And as far as we want to communicate the message that we're not your mom and dad's or your grandma and grandpa's real estate website. And so rather than going the traditional broadcast advertising route, we've been sticking with digital media, and we penned a deal with Amazon. And so you'll be seeing the Swivel ads running on Prime Video, Freevee, and Twitch. And we love Twitch because, if you're in your 20s or younger, like you're on Twitch. Yeah. And I've got kids that are in their 20s and they're on Twitch, and they're all day long chatting with their friends and whatnot. And so we definitely wanted to serve up ads to the next generation of home buyers and sellers, and might as well get them started young. Let them know that, hey, we're different.
Yeah,
it's important that if we're going to do this, that our marketing and our advertising, our message is reaching that generation. We want to be their real estate site for the next 10, 20, 30 years of their life. So as much as, we love the baby boomer generation and, Generation X, which is us and all that stuff, we want to make sure that as a company that we're getting people early and that we're maintaining that relationship with them throughout their lives.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I'd love to see more information about you guys on the site. That would be one really awesome thing, to have YouTube characters on there, and a video of you talking about why you guys created Swivel. So that would be awesome.
Well, what I hear is you want more of me, and that
is
fine.
Oh, Chad, yes, more Chad.
I noticed the word humble wasn't in that bio. Did we leave it out?
Well, listen, I mean, in this business, be honest, you got to be a little full of yourself in order to be able to make it in the prop tech, make it in the real estate world. It is an unfortunate aspect of it.
So then you're also drawing in direct consumer ads, right? In order to get people onto the site. So what's the magic ratio of eyeballs from consumers and eyeballs of realtors? Where does that sit?
That's a really good question. As much as we try to look up data, uh, we learned that we're kind of pioneering stuff, and there isn't a lot of data about what we're doing, and so it's kind of we find ourselves in this chicken or the egg kind of
Yeah.
thing, right? We need
Yep.
to get real estate agents on the site
Yep.
in order for the consumers to come on and go, oh, I got an agent that can service me. But then we got to get buyers and sellers on the site so that the agents will come to our site, and so we're doing this two-pronged attack where we're putting ads and social media content out directed at home buyers and sellers, and then also other ads and media out directed at the agents. And we're also partnering with brokerages directly
Mhm.
because, Chad, being a brokerage owner himself, had a brilliant idea that, we should just approach the brokerages and say, hey, you partner with us and we'll give you a discounted rate, but you then, as part of that partnership, are kind of promoting us to your agents. You're giving us access to your agents, allowing us to directly email them, and so that has been successful. And
Yeah, we've been bringing on brokerages that have 50 plus agents and 200 plus agents under different tiers,
Yep.
and we're able to allow them to provide exclusive benefits and go to their agents and say, hey, listen, by being an agent over at Legacy Real Estate Group or wherever the brokerage is, hey, you get these additional benefits that you wouldn't get if you were with Swivel joined as an individual agent.
Right.
So
Yep.
it's a value proposition that they're able to provide to their agents. But in addition, by their agents being members of Swivel, they're bringing in more business. So that means there's more commission split between the agent and the brokerage. So it's a win-win situation.
Yeah, and then as long as you're able to get the buyers and sellers on there, then you got the win-win, right?
Well, yeah, and our message to buyers and sellers, really, to be honest with you, is very easy. The message is easy. It's the getting it out there that, of course, is the important part. The message is with us is like, listen, you can find your home that you want to purchase, or you can get more exposure for the home that you want to sell. You can find your agent. And if you do that on a Redfin, Realtor, or Zillow, at the end of the day, once it closes, you get nothing back. Or you can find the home that you want to buy, get exposure for the home you want to sell, find your agent to help you do it. And when you close, you can get $10,000, $15,000 back or more when you close. And you can do that with Swivel. So which platform are you going to go to? So that message is a very easy message for people to digest and understand. But it is also the message of getting it out there, because most people don't understand how real estate works, right? They only buy or sell a home once or twice in their life. It's a very confusing process. It's a very complex process for them. They want to make sure they can trust who's going to hold their hand, but they don't know what's going on the back end. And when you explain to people, yeah, hey, you got your agent, you found your agent through Redfin, and as a result, your agent just paid 10 grand back to Redfin. Well, we want to give that 10 grand to you instead.
Yeah, that's a very compelling USP right there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the interesting thing is Chad mentioned education earlier. Not only do we have to educate the consumer, but you wouldn't believe how many times we approach a brokerage, we get the entire brokerage onto a Zoom call, we do the spiel, we let them know this is what Swivel's all about, plain and simple. And usually the questions are, okay, well then how much commission do you guys take on the back end? And we
Right.
go, none.
Right.
You pay your $199 a month and that's it. They're like, okay, so is there a fee for every sale? No,
Yeah, right.
like they're just not, they're so
right.
used to it.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
so used to this is how it works. Like this is how it works. This is the only options we have, because there's only like 3 or 4 or 5 main players. Because all these companies over time, they a lot of them started during my first year 1 to year 5 that I was in real estate. I remember Redfin coming into play, and I remember Truly and Zillow and all the realtor coming into play. But the problem is as time has went on, and most people don't understand this, the vast majority of these companies are all linked to each other, and they've all been merged in acquisition with each other.
Yep.
So whether it's Op City with Realtor, or whether it's Redfin going into with Rocket Mortgage, whether it's Mr. Cooper going in with Rocket Mortgage, we have now gotten to this point where there's a very few number of companies that control the vast majority of the real estate market, either on the property side or on the financing side. And as a result, the consumer, home buyers and home sellers, are losing their ability to be able to make decisions about where they're actually going to go to and who they're actually going to use. And that competitiveness is getting taken out of the market very, very quickly now.
Yeah. That consolidation, that's always happens when there's big money in there, right?
Yeah, well, 100%. Literally, I could probably name about 5 companies that probably control about 90% of the real estate market, either on the
Right.
financing side or on the property side.
Well, it's interesting. So you guys, in the last year, you probably got a pretty stable platform now, right?
Yes. Yeah,
So then
it's
what's
definitely
kind of
growing.
like the next phase? What's on the roadmap for you guys?
Well, yeah, and this is really a lot on Rob's side of what he wants to do. And this is the important part, right? So on our side, it's as we look to version 2.0 and we're building out our tech team for version 2.0. Of course, the main thing that is on everyone's mind, of course, is AI and how AI gets incorporated into the platforms and how AI is going to help with the next generation of real estate. So that's really where we're focused on. Our version 2.0, as we build that out, is going to be, heavily induced with the AI aspects and all the benefits that can come from that. And not only, but this is the thing with AI. And this is what I want to always be careful with. I think there is, when you have a new technology or a newer technology that people are starting to use more and more, you can waste a lot of time on the BS aspects of it. We want to make sure that AI just doesn't become such a noise that it's not useful to the normal user. A lot of times with tech, the normal user, and I say this about CRM systems for real estate agents. I'm like, hey, yeah, the CRM system does all these amazing freaking things, but the reality is most agents will only use 3% of it. They won't touch the other day. Half of them don't even log on to the damn thing, let alone use everything that's in it. And we want to make sure that as we incorporate AI into our platform, that it's a useful tool to the users. It's not additional noise that blocks them out from getting the benefit.
Yeah. Without giving away, IP and R&D, the AI is going to be used in everything from helping us generate the user interface and user experience, all the way to even some of the coding that we're doing on the back end.
Sure.
We also don't want to be a one-trick pony. We don't want Swivel to just be the place where you go to, connect with buyers and sellers as an agent. There's a vast number of tools that agents are using right now that are still pretty archaic. There's a lot of stuff being done pen and paper. There's a lot of things that can be brought into the digital space, and AI can definitely be used to help expedite things and look for holes and things that we might have overlooked as humans, and just make everything more effective and more efficient. And so that's kind of the cookie that I'll drop there.
All right.
We intend to take full advantage of the technologies available to us.
Yeah, the amount of automation that can happen with the paperwork in real estate is pretty phenomenal, right?
Yeah, if we can remove the human aspect of it that screws things up and perfects it in a much better way through AI and sharpens it up, that's where the goal is.
Yeah, love it. And then there's the whole other part, which is the home buyer having to get the moving company and the new landscaper and housekeeper and all that stuff too. That it's probably pretty wide open.
Yeah, it's massively wide open to be able to build out that ecosystem where people can do it all in one place rather than having to go everywhere in order to do that, whether it's from the utility companies to, like you said, everything from the internet to the landscapers to the movers to the insurance. I mean, it just goes and goes and goes, right? It's an overwhelming process. There's a lot going on. So to be able to simplify that to basically, a 1 or 2 button push and all of a sudden it's all set up for you, that's a massive help in that ecosystem.
It becomes the Swivel smart home.
Well, if regardless of what you're doing, we want you to do it through Swivel. So
registered trademark.
Well, hey guys, I really love the energy you're bringing. I love that you're disrupting and bringing some cash back to those of us who are spending all day earning it. So
Amen.
Thanks for the work that you're doing. And I'd love to have you guys on again in 5 or 6 months and see how it's progressing and what else is going on at Swivel.
Sounds good. We appreciate you having us, and we've loved our time with you, my friend.
All right. Well, thanks. Hang on tight while I close this out, and then I'll be right back with you guys.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. Well, it's a great reminder to take a look at some of the legacy players in the industry that you're in and see either how you can innovate what's going on or how you can find other innovators. And what I will encourage you to do is take some time to find an AI tool or a set of tools that can help you with the work that you're doing, and with the time that you save from that you continue to upskill, that you spend more time with your friends and family, and that you get outside in nature away from the screens. This is Emmanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emmanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.